It appears that Jeanine Pirro is about to be fired. Expect her to either resign or be fired this upcoming week. All hell is breaking loose right now within the Trump cabinet and amongst top Trump advisors after Jeanine Pirro blamed the Department of Interior Secretary Doug Burgum for fabricating evidence that led to the criminal prosecution of David Hearn for felony destruction of property regarding the reflecting pool. Jeanine Pirro, who somehow is the top federal prosecutor in Washington, D.C., just laid out Doug Burgum and the Department of Interior, saying they fabricated evidence that they turned over to the Department of Justice, which, by the way, is a crime. What Trump's DOJ is accusing Trump's cabinet member and members of is engaging in criminal conduct, fabricating evidence regarding the reflecting pool to set up David Hearn, a two-time Olympic canoeist. And now Doug Burgum is responding and saying, no, Jeanine Pirro is a liar right now. And there's this massive feud. Doug Burgum is telling Donald Trump, you got to get rid of Pirro. Trump wants to get rid of Jeanine Pirro, but she has a lot of dirt on Donald Trump going back a very long time. So it's difficult for Trump to fire her. I'm hearing that Trump probably wants to just see her get disbarred or have her law license revoked for bringing this frivolous prosecution without doing the appropriate investigation. Jeanine Pirro has gone utterly silent on all of her social media handles regarding the DOJ dismissal of the criminal charges against David Hearn. By the way, you look at her social media account, it says former co-host of the #1 show on cable news, The Five on Fox News, and now the United States Attorney for the District of Columbia. Well, that soon may be the former United States Attorney for the District of Columbia, for which you were never qualified to begin with. Let me show you what Donald Trump posted. I'm going to show you what Doug Burgum posted. I'm going to show you what Jeanine Pirro is doing, and we'll get into it even more. Now, here was Trump's post after Pirro filed the dismissal of the criminal charges against David Hearn, saying that all of the evidence that was given to her was a fabrication. It was false evidence. The DOJ should never have prosecuted David Hearn. The filing by the DOJ says there was no vandals. It was caused by the bad work of the contractor that Donald Trump hired. Jeanine Pirro just laid Trump and Burgum out in that filing. And then so Donald Trump posted yesterday, I disagree 100% with Jeanine Pirro, the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, on the reflecting pool. I don't know what she was thinking. To me, it was a pure case of vandalism that included the grass, which had a big 8647 emblazoned in giant letters on it, and other elements of the surrounding area. There may have been some contractor difficulty, but the major damage was caused by vandals. DJT, our filing says there was no damage caused by vandals. It was caused by Trump's contractor, and that the Department of Interior and the National Park Service had all of these internal documents confirming it was the no-bid contractor who did it. Donald Trump went on a posting spree yesterday, also making other weird, deranged AI posts, but he kept on posting images of the reflecting pool. Then he posted Jesse Waters saying that he obtained exclusive tapes of vandals attacking the reflecting pool, which is actually not what the tape showed. Great work, Donald. I'm sure Jesse Waters like, thanks for posting this, Donald. Trump's going to get state regime media Fox sued again massively. David Hearn has like the strongest defamation case, in my opinion, against state regime media Fox for also working with Jeanine Pirro to put out all of this false information about David Hearn. It reminds me of the Dominion behavior by people like Jeanine Pirro and others at that state regime media network called Fox. Donald Trump then posts, look for yourselves at the vandalism that took place at the reflecting pool. The material is being cut with a knife or a box cutter for all to see. It's like literally not what it shows. I mean, the guy is a deranged liar about everything, and he should just be sued mercilessly as well. I mean, he's sued all of the time, but Hearn should sue him as well. Because, by the way, he's on his private social media handle. He's privately posting. David Hearn should absolutely sue him for that. Donald Trump then posting images. It's in his DNA. Trump is fixing our wonderful White House, just like he's fixing our country. Yeah, you mean destroying it. So I was watching to see what Jeanine Pirro would be posting, right? Pretty big deal. I mean, she's accused Trump and Burgum of fabricating evidence that led to the prosecution of David Hearn, and that she was given all this false evidence. So is she going to address it other than in her filing? Nope. Good morning, America. Lucy is out back hunting. She posts that on the U.S. Attorney D.C. social media handle. It says, drug traffickers are being held accountable in the district. Federal prosecutors led by Pirro continue securing significant prison sentences in narcotics distribution cases. I don't know. I thought Donald Trump got rid of all of the crime. So how's there crime to begin with if you're prosecuting drug narcotics cases? This is what she posted as well yesterday. Attorney Pirro announced a civil settlement agreement has been reached with the club at Morningside Inc., whereby the club agreed to pay $850,000 plus interest to resolve allegations that the club violated the False Claims Act when it applied for and received a loan under the PPP program for which it was not eligible. Then I was just looking at other posts by the United States Attorney's account for DC, and nothing referencing this at all. Look at what Doug Burgum posted. This is what he writes. Again, he's a former governor, business leader, and now he's just Trump bootlicker and really just an utter coward. He writes, this was his social media post yesterday, attacking Pirro. The evidence is clear. Vandals have repeatedly caused damage to the reflecting pool. Some of these acts were even caught on camera. We also provided the U.S. Attorney's Office expert and eyewitness testimony to the damage done by vandals and provided every piece of evidence they asked for in the requested timeline detailing each area of damage at the pool. The reflecting pool is part of the Lincoln Memorial and dates back to 1922. At President Trump cares deeply about protecting our sacred national monuments, and his leadership has led the restoration of our nation's capital by making D.C. safe and beautiful again. Intentional damage done to the reflecting pool is no different than defacing any one of our other national monuments. We won't back down to deranged people who want to destroy, deface, or degrade our monuments. I mean, how utterly pathetic can you get right there? I mean, as we've said on the MeidasTouch account, I mean, this is the constant pattern with them. They post this stuff on social media, but when they have to present it in court, they back down. They have zero credibility, and this somehow has gotten even more embarrassing than before. And you can tell Doug Burgum also is trying to now form these alliances to get rid of Pirro. So Burgum posted this bizarre photo of himself riding a horse with Todd Blanche. And Burgum goes, America deserves a confirmed attorney general. Todd Blanche has already shown he's the right person for the job. He's experienced, principled, and committed to the rule of law. No more delays. The Senate should act now. You do realize that Todd Blanche, in addition to covering up child sex trafficking rings and turning the Department of Justice into a criminal racketeering enterprise, he supervises Jeanine Pirro. His Justice Department, his DOJ, he supervises those filings. He just said, Burgum, that you fabricated evidence, that you and the Department of Interior lied, fabricated evidence, suborned perjury. Who do you think runs the DOJ? Literally, their filing accused you of a crime, you idiot. But here they are, the incompetent and despicable Trump regime, posting photos like that. He posted this. They're doing the Grand Prix 500 in D.C. Nobody wants any of this. They're doing Grand Prix races throughout the Washington, D.C. area to do more America 250 stuff that nobody wants. August 22nd, 3 weeks away, Freedom Revs. No, we don't want this. Just stop ripping away healthcare from people. Just please, no more never-ending wars. Make things more affordable. Stop covering up child sex trafficking rings. We don't want gilded, golden freaking horses for tens of millions of dollars that taxpayers are paying for. Interior ushering in a golden age for DC. Thank you to the workers who are making POTUS's vision for a safe and beautiful capital possible. But by painting gold horses, we don't know what the hell you are doing. This is, to be clear, your buddy over there, Todd Blanche, his DOJ, their filing said the following about you, the Department of Interior. Almost immediately after work was initially completed in the reflecting pool, peeling was observed along the pool perimeter. The National Park Service engineer's June 11, 2026 email stated that the cause of the damage was contractor error via overspray, that the peeled lining would not float, and that the peeling would not impact the strength of the liner. The engineer's report also suggested that removing the liner at the perimeter would have had no negative impact on the economic value of the liner. Moreover, the July 20th, 2026 inspection by contractors confirmed that the overspray and delamination had occurred, again pointing to contractor error. Finally, a recent visual inspection showed damage throughout the reflecting pool, even in the middle of the pool, where a vandal would not likely attempt to peel the lining. Given all of this newly discovered information, it is difficult to attribute the widespread damage to the reflecting pool to vandalism, let alone establish that fact beyond a reasonable doubt. And again, you go through more of this filing right there. And again, it just lays out Burgum for being just a complete and utter liar. I'll just remind everybody also, though, Jeanine Pirro held that press conference, and I just want to show you a portion of this. When they indicted David Hearn, and remember, she was being asked by the press, so what's your evidence and how are you going to prove it? Here's what she said. Let's play this clip.
And irrespective of whether or not, we think that, there is some situation that preceded it, we can state and prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he caused damage, and that damage is over $1,000.
Keying in on that, how do you prove that $1,000?
With an expert.
Is that because
come to the trial?
It has to be drained? Is that because it has to be drained?
We'll hear all that at the trial.
Did he have any tools, or was it just his bare hands?
Right now, we believe it's his bare hands, both hands.
So does that indicate in your belief that it was probably damaged before, or do you believe that he
he damaged it.
Further, but do you believe it had already been damaged before?
He damaged the pool.
Before he touched it?
He damaged this pool.
But there have been, all these videos, obviously.
Well, good. I'm glad you've got that evidence. Come on in the grand jury. You can testify. Next.
Thank you for your time.
So now it's obvious. She likely is going to lose her bar license. She's going to get fired. She's trying to drag Burgum down. Burgum is posting photos with Blanche to try to put his arm around who he hopes will be the new AG, who's the acting AG. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is not, as of this recording, allowing Todd Blanche to sign any written documents, removing the January 6th insurrection fund that Donald Trump created, and eliminating the basically the immunity that Donald Trump gave himself from ever being audited by the IRS or investigated for not paying his taxes. And you have all of those quotes of Donald Trump and all of the video of Donald Trump saying it's vandals, it's vandals, it's vandals, it's vandals. You have Burgum, it's vandals, it's vandals, it's vandals. By the way, you have Pirro saying that she's prosecuting him for the vandals. You have Fox, state regime media, saying it as well. And it was all one massive fabrication. But here's the thing. Even when the fabrication is exposed, what does Donald Trump do? He posts, no, it was the vandals. And Doug Burgum goes, no, it was the vandals. It's why these people are so utterly evil and pathetic. And I remind you, these are the same people who are covering up child sex trafficking rings. They're covering up the Epstein files and say, trust us, we've released everything. Really, the reflecting pool crew, They want us to trust them on the Epstein files. This is the crew that's got us involved in this catastrophic and unlawful war in Iran. Trust us. We're negotiating. Trust us, trust us, trust us. I mean, Iran is checkmating him, outmaneuvering him, forcing him to surrender every damn day. They depleted our Patriot and THAAD stockpiles. They've depleted our ability to access Navy destroyers. I mean, they're a group of losers, crooks, criminals, and scumbags. That's who they are. WTF, everybody. WTF. That's the name of the book that I wrote with my brothers. WTF America comes out October. Get your copy of it. Pre-order it right now, by the way. Hit the QR code. Pre-order it now if you can. Put it in the comments if you pre-ordered it. And yeah, I mean, I certainly expect Pirro to be gone in the next week and a half, 2 weeks. And see you later, Pirro. Bye-bye.
Breaking news right now, my brothers and I wrote a book. It's called WTF America. And well, doesn't that just say it all? It comes out officially this October, but you can pre-order your copy today. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description below.